Tipsy Tuesday. How are you?
Good morning.
Good
Hi.
morning. I am here with my co-host Stephanie Butler, and we have a special guest today, Carlton Lewis.
Hey everybody, I'm
Hey.
Carlton Lewis.
Super excited to have Carlton on. He has been blowing up his business. If you are new to Tipsy Tuesday, my name is Samantha Wall. I am your host of Tipsy Tuesday. We meet here every Tuesday for 30 minutes. We try to keep it to 30 minutes. Sometimes it goes over, especially when we have guests, because we all get so excited and chat with each other and learn so much from each other. So, but for the most part, we try to keep it to 30 minutes every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. You can always catch it at tipsytuesdaymastermind.net. So anytime you want to jump in and come see us, we would love to have you. Today, we are going to be hounding
Yay.
Carlton on how he has been blowing his business up the last few months.
Okay. Welcome. Wait. I just want to say that I got to meet Carlton. So this year in August, right?
Yeah,
And
it
we
was
were
this.
road tripping to get to
Yes.
Austin. So he was, doing his stopovers. We were doing our stopovers or messaging. It really made the ride so much better. So, and then we got to hang out.
Yeah, we did. We did. It was an awesome trip, and I want to thank. Before we even get off into anything, I want to thank both of you ladies, Samantha and Stephanie. This is wonderful. This is the first time I've been a guest on somebody's webinar,
Mm-mm.
so this is historic. This is historic.
Yay!
And I get to listen. I get to do it with you, ladies, and it's so wonderful. I'm so amped right now. So, whatever you
That's
you
awesome.
all want to ask me, pick my brain. Let's roll with it.
Awesome. This is exciting because you're like so hot. I thought you were all over the place. Never know.
I know. How long have you been with MLSP?
uh, December, the beginning of December, made a whole year, 1 year.
That's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love MLSP. You ladies know I love MLSP. The community, the community first and foremost, because it's so open and people share. They're so willing to share their information to help you, and there's nothing like that. And the platform, I was already doing internet marketing, but when I came to My Lead System Pro, I realized I wasn't really doing nothing.
You were attempting.
Right.
That's okay.
So how long have you been network marketing?
Network marketing, I started my first network marketing company July 2014. And I got into that business and I learned a whole lot, and I learned about how important personal development is. And, and I learned a lot in that company. One of the main things I learned was to become a product of the product. And it was a travel business, and I had a lot of challenges traveling that time. It's kind of difficult to sell something you're not really using, especially if you're in network marketing. So
Right.
I hopped in the health and wellness business, and I'm loving that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm making money, so and that's a good thing. So before I wasn't making any money,
Yeah.
I was paying it out.
That is kind of the goal. So eventually.
Yes.
Awesome.
So you took the 3-minute expert?
Yes, with Ray Higdon. Yes, big ups to Ray Higdon and Brian Finale and James Finale for putting on a great. I guess I'm gonna call it an episode of my life. You know what I mean? Because it changed a lot for me in a short period of time. It's like it quantum leaped what I was already doing, and that we had a blog blitz challenge inside the 3-minute expert, a 30-day blog blitz challenge, and that was something that made me just really just want to push to do better, because I've been blogging since 2002,
Oh yeah.
and on and off, but I haven't made $4 million like Ray Higdon.
Right.
Look, I haven't made a $500,000. I hadn't made $100,000. So I made some money, but it was nothing like that. So to be able to sit at the feet of somebody like Ray Higdon and learn his strategies, and that's the thing that I really took away from it, his strategies.
Yeah.
I know some people will buy a product and they won't use it. I'm not that type of person. I like to get stuff and I like to implement it and run with it. And so I can teach, and like Ray teaches us, you invest, learn, teach. And like my Lead System Pro says, you learn, do, teach. So at the end of the day, it's about teaching.
Right.
And creating that value for people. And Ray showed me how to do that with that course. And I'm very, very, very thankful for MLSP and that course.
Yeah. Of course, that was a pretty big group up there too. So
Yeah,
to be in there, running up there with them.
Yeah, it was like 1,300 people. So, and it was cool. And the sites platform is awesome. I was able to transfer my blog, which was hosted on GoDaddy, over to sites. It was really simple. I did it in 3 days. I'll preface that with saying again that I've been blogging since 2002. So there's some things that I'll try, or I'll know, or I've made mistakes, and tried to figure and worked on figuring things out. And so it took 3 days, and it was ready right in time for the 30-day blog blitz, which is amazing.
Nice. Good thing. You would have been up all night getting it ready.
I was.
Was you? Yeah. What template did you use?
I think it was the Streamline Pro.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Streamline Pro, and I tried to keep it simple because I'd rather a lot of people spend a lot of time on design, and design is fine. There's nothing wrong with design, but content is king. So the main thing to do is get the content out. I didn't wait for the site to be perfect. It's still not perfect. It's still not exactly the way I want it. And I've got some other advice. Ron Gellup gave me some advice last week about about my blog. Some things to change on it.
Oh, nice.
So it's still not quote unquote perfect, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's generating leads and sales. So I'm cool with that.
Well, and that's one of the best points is just going with it. And it's not perfect, but just keep going, and you'll see your progress over time when you go back and look. So.
Correct. So I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed that I had the money to take the course, because in the past, like joining MLSP. Trying to find $10 to join was like, oh my God, it's $10. What am I gonna do?
I know it's $10, but I know it's gonna work. I know.
Yeah. When I first joined, I was like, I'm gonna spend the $10, and then I'm gonna get in, and I'm just gonna learn as much as I can in 10 days, and then I'm gonna get out. That was like my mindset when I got in there. And literally, before I got through, I had paid for my $10, and then I paid for my mastery. So I actually paid $155 for my first one.
Wow.
I was sold. I was planning on only doing something, and then by the time I was done, I was sold. I was like, you know what? I could, I have choices right now, and that was either go back to school,
right,
get a full-time job, or do this, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Oh yeah. I love it. It's so funny because I knew how valuable it was that I parked my account. I figured out how to park my account during the 10-day trial. I was like, okay, wait a minute, I can park it for a couple of days so I don't lose everything, lose all the links. And then I got my university membership, and then I kept hearing, because I didn't know, nobody really explained.
Yeah.
How beneficial the mastery membership was. And I think when Lisa Torres Allen came back, that really just sparked my whole mind frame about how to best position myself to use my Lead System Pro.
Right.
Because here you had she's a beast. She is a beast, and big shout out to her. She you know, she came in, you know, if you don't know her story, if the people that are watching, she came in, and in the 90 days she created $10,000 worth of residual income. You know, and she always said,
Mhm.
why would you spend all this time promoting university? You're going to spend the same amount of time to promote mastery, and you're going to get $100 residual per person. So,
Right.
and that started my wheels to going like, okay, I got to get mastery. I got to get mastery. I got to get mastery. And I made it happen.
Yeah, right. I mean, you want to get the people that are going to go all in anyway. So
Right, right.
that's the best ones that are willing to put it out, and then they'll keep using it. So.
That's right. That's right. And one thing that I have learned, I learned this from Diane, and I learned it from Lisa, is to, you know, nurture the people that you bring in. You know, that's
Mhm.
whether you're doing My Lead System Pro or traditional network marketing. Let me turn this phone off. Now that I got both of you ladies on here, I'm going to shut this thing down all the way. Okay. Um, so one of the things I learned from both Diane and Lisa is how to cultivate your team, your people that you bring in, your tribe. You know,
Mhm.
like Lisa has the victory tribe, you know, and but you have to nurture them and you have to show them, you know, how to make it work. You know, and one of the
Right.
things Lisa says is you got to show them how to get into profit fast. You know, or they're gonna lose interest and they're gonna fall by the
Right.
wayside, and it's not gonna be of any benefit to them. So and that clicked for me actually, like this morning. It just clicked for me, like, okay, go make a video and show these people how to do what they need to do to get into profit fast.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So that's what you do.
That's what you do. Yes, you gotta be a leader. You gotta step up and be a leader. You know, and
Yeah.
people will appreciate that, and then other people it's gonna make people gravitate to you because you know we practice attraction marketing. So, you know, if you're that's still giving value. That's giving value to your team, you know, by continually educating your team, continually educating your team. You know, people who don't even use My Lead System Pro, like some of the top earners, like I was with some people this past weekend,
Mhm.
and you know, one of the top earners in our company is a young lady named Stormy Wellington. And Stormy is the #1 female African American network marketer on the planet. Seriously, she got
Wow.
voted that. I
Okay.
didn't make it up. You know what I mean? So just to be in somebody's company like that, she's
Yeah.
using attraction marketing, but she's not using My Lead System Pro, but the principles are pretty much the
Right.
same. You know, so when you see people like that, people just gravitating to them, and they're changing the energy when they walk in the room.
Mhm.
You know, like we have leaders at My Lead System Pro, they change the energy when they walk in the room.
Right.
You know
People
what I
see them.
mean? Right. Ah, that's this person.
Oh
Ah,
yeah.
that's that person, you know? And that's because they've given so much value. They keep
Mhm.
helping people, you know, and people want to be around them because of that.
Awesome.
So now, are you mainly blogging?
You know what? I I'm kind of funny because I'm always looking for this balance, you know, and
Mhm.
I definitely blog. Definitely blog. Blogging is the strategy. That is the right now strategy and the long-term strategy. But something more and more I'm implementing something I learned from Ron Gellock,
Mhm.
and that is the 70-20-10 formula. And 70% of what you should be doing on your daily activity is active prospecting, or active marketing, I should say, which includes basically prospecting. You know, whether you're meeting people online, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, using those messenger systems to actively find people. That's where you should spend most of your time. And blogging is cool, but blogging is passive marketing. So you should spend about 20% of your time on passive, you know, marketing, like blogging, making videos, doing Instagram posts, doing Facebook posts, things of that nature. Um, and then the other 10% of that formula is personal development, which, even though it's the smallest percentage, That's probably the most important thing, because if you don't have your mind right, Ayala Van Zant says a quote, and I remember this quote for probably like 20 years. she says,
Really?
she says, wherever the mind goes, the behind follows. So you gotta have your mind right first, and then everything else will take care of itself. So, using that formula, yes, I blog, but meeting 10 people is becoming more and more and more and more on my mind, because that's how I've gotten my, mastery referrals, is by going out and meeting people. But what they do is they come back and they see the blog, they see the Facebook, they see, YouTube videos. So they see all these other things that point to my blog, because the blog is your hub. So, and they say, okay, well, this is extra social proof at this point. Does that make sense? So, you got all these things pointing back to you and saying, okay, this guy's a real person. I can get some value from this guy, and that is what works. You know what I mean? That is what works. And I got that from Ray Higdon. I heard him talk about it, and I hear Mark Harbert talk about it as well. Is using your blog as a hub. All these social networks are just spokes, but you gotta make sure you're doing active marketing. If you gotta make sure you're doing active marketing, that's what made the difference for me, is active marketing. And Ray will even tell you that too. Ray is the blogging machine, but Ray will tell you need to go out and meet 20 people every day. You know what I mean? You need to go out and meet 20 people every day, and not just try to sell them stuff, but just expose. Just try to meet them and find out what they're about, and where what's going on with them. How can you help? And then you'll meet some wonderful people. They might not join your business, but you'll still meet wonderful people, and it's good to just keep those wonderful people around you.
Absolutely. That's what I love the most about this industry, is one, being able to better yourself through personal development and really find out who you are. I mean, I think so many people outside of, the world of network marketing and stuff struggle so long throughout their whole life just trying to figure it out. And luckily for us, we get paid to better ourselves.
Yeah.
And then to meet people who are amazing, and to be able to have lifelong friends with all these amazing people who are on the same path as you and have the same mindset as you, is just absolutely a blessing.
Right.
Yes, I totally agree, Samantha. I totally agree. And I like what you said. You get paid to learn. I'm just thinking about that. I never really thought about it that way. That makes sense. You're getting paid to learn. It's not like college.
Yeah, right.
So this is like what do they call it? OJT, on the job training.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
But you get paid for it. So I love it. I never thought about it like that. I'm ready to get paid more often now.
Exactly. So now, you had talked earlier about blogging and teaching and how important that is. And for those of us in MLSP, we all know that, learn, apply, teach that's the one I use. It's the LAT, learn, apply, teach. Now, a lot of people would struggle with, let's say, teaching. I know that was a big struggle for me, because of I had a learning disability, and thinking that I could teach someone else was just something that I didn't think I could do. How would you say that you went ahead and started actually taking that step to teach? Because I think that so many people, are like, well, I'm not going to blog because I don't need to, it's not really important, or I don't need to teach, I just need to go out and meet people. What would you say that happened for you to be able to start that whole teaching process?
Ooh, you know what? That's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. I think teaching started for me before MLSP, and MLSP just helped me just really get a platform and just really put it all together. I'm a competent Toastmaster, CM Toastmasters. Go check out toastmasters.org if you need help with communicating. It's a leadership and communications training platform that helps people speak better. And in those speeches, you know, you learn how to teach things. You know what I mean? So you learn how to present. And so when I found out about My Lead System Pro, the first thing I learned how to do was videos. You know, I went right into video marketing because I was already doing like little videos on Fiverr to make money, you know, little testimonial videos. Hi, I'm Sam. I just got through eating yummy, yummy cornflakes, and, you know, some stuff like that. And, you know, someone would pay me $5 for the stuff, you know.
That sounds like fun, but
yeah. I mean, it's cool though, but it was practice. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, and I was in the entertainment industry for 20 years too. So, you know, I'm no stranger to being in front of a camera or presenting and being behind a microphone or anything like that. So, to make the transition to teach something, you know, and I learned this from Mark Harbert. Mark Harbert was my first teacher at My Lead System Pro because I went immediately to video marketing, and he's the video marketing guru. So I you know, he said go through the wake up calls, listen to the wake up calls, and you got your content right there. So, you know, so I would come up with content. Content has never been difficult for me. And you know, that I think that part made it easy, but it's a simple formula. You know, Ray Higdon did the first 3-minute expert webinar that he did in, I think it was November. He gave 10 sources of content. I think that was the first one he did. It was like 10 sources of content. Content is easy. Content. No, I'm serious. Content is easy because it's all around you. You know, and if you take what's on the My Lead System Pro wake up call, you know, you can make a piece of content out of that. You know, whether it's a video, a blog post, an Instagram, put a quote from the thing on Instagram. You could do all of that. You know, you go back to the trainings that they have at My Lead System Pro and just repurpose the training. You know, this is something I love. You know, take 3 tips from the thing that you learned, 3 points that you learned, make a video about it, slap it up on Facebook. You got your content. Or put it out on YouTube. You got your content. Content is easy. There's sources of content everywhere. You know, sometimes you may just get inspired and just make a piece of content. You know, right before we came on the webinar, you know, I just shared with you all my experience about, you know, leading people and teaching people how to make, you know, teaching your team how to make money as fast as possible. Well, like I said, that idea came to me this morning. I've already made a video about it. I have a conference call that I do every day, every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. I talked about that on my conference call. You see what I mean? And
yeah.
That all of that is content. So I take the conference call, and this is something else I've been doing. Last week I just got picked up by iTunes. And so I take my conference call. Yeah, that's big, right?
Congratulations.
So listen, I'm blessed, so I know where my blessings are coming from. So I'll be honest with that. You know, that's not me. That's not Carlton doing that by himself. Okay.
That's okay.
You know, yeah, that's super okay. So, but what that allows me to do is I take the conference call and I turn it into a podcast, just like My Lead System Pro does. What Brian has been doing for the past 3 or 4 months since we came from Live the Dream. He puts some music at the beginning, puts the music at the end, slaps it on the end of the conference calls, and it's a podcast now.
I love it.
Right. You know, and I use a free software called Audacity. I use a free conference calling line, you know, freeconferencecall.com. I'm giving away all the jewels. So I use freeconferencecall.com. Just do my call for about 15 minutes. Just like My Lead System Pro call is. It's about 15 minutes. I download that call and you know, I put it in Audacity. Put the music at the beginning. Put the music at the end. It's a podcast now. Upload it to it's called SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com, and SoundCloud will give you a feed. I know this may be kind of technical, but it's once you get it, you got it. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, SoundCloud gives you a feed that you can share with iTunes. So that's how you get your iTunes podcast, is through a feed. So, and they just promote your feed, and then if you got iTunes, social proofing. That's nuts. You know, that's nuts,
Yeah.
man. So
Find me on iTunes. Yeah.
right, you know what I mean. You can find me on iTunes. So I'm having fun with that. So like I said, content is easy, and once you keep, just like anything, you're gonna get better and better and better the more that you do it. Like if I was to go pull up some of my blog writing from 2002, it's probably like a half a paragraph,
Yeah.
It's like a half a paragraph. But now, writing a 300 word, blog post is kind of easy for me right now. But it didn't start off like that. Same thing with the videos. When I got into my Lead System Pro, my videos, they were okay, they were decent, but I learned some things, and I learned how to make them better, and I got better and better and better over time. Just like what we're doing now. Like who's my guy? Steve Rachel. Steve Rachel did a webinar on how to market, because me and Steve Rachel are in the same primary, and so I took to Steve Rachel as my mentor for our primary because he's in my Lead System Pro and he's an L5 now. You know what I mean? So I know this guy knows what he's doing. And like he says, even these webinars are videos. So this is your content right here. This is all content. So and you can package up, sell it, give it away free, but it's gonna help somebody, it's gonna bless somebody, it's gonna train somebody, it's gonna add value to the marketplace. And that's what Ray Higdon talks about all the time, adding value to the marketplace. And that's it. Did I answer your question, Samantha, in a long way?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So can you tell us some secrets from the 3-minute expert?
Ooh, secrets. The secrets are to invest, learn, teach. And just get in there and figure it out. It's once you got everything set up, you're good. Once you got everything set up, you follow the formula. Ray gives you a step-by-step formula on how he comes up with content, how he does his pre-blog work and sets everything up. So I started setting my stuff up just like that. Now it may take a little bit longer than what I was used to, but it's better. It's much better. And just learning things like I would advise anybody to take a copywriting course if they're serious about blogging. Just take a copywriting course. You can take some free. There's a course online that you can get for net writing, learning how to write on the internet, because learning how to write on the internet is different than just writing on a regular, like an article in a magazine or something like that. It's net writing, and it's different the way you Minnie says webinar is so hot sometimes it freezes.
Yeah.
That's my girl right there, man. See, we got Canada on the webinar.
I know.
So that's awesome, right?
We're all over now.
Yeah. So but the thing is, it's just doing it, and then you get better. Now, one of the other big secrets in the 3-minute expert attraction marketing edition was that Ray Higdon put in there a module called 6 ways to be consistent, to be more consistent. And I had a problem with being consistent about things, certain things. And this was more of a mindset module, because like I said, once you get the mind together, the behind will follow. Remember that? We just talked about that. So yeah, I love that, right? So he talked about 6 different things. I don't know them by heart, but they'll stick out every now and then, and I watched that module a couple of times. And number 1, you got to have vision, and then you got to have vision for what you want to see, and how do you want people to think about you. What do you want people to think about you, and what do you want to think of and say about yourself. How do you see yourself? You know,
Right.
what's your self-image? You know what I mean? And not just now, but, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 years in the future. You
Right.
know, how do you want your business to look? So, you know, and that's very important, because everything starts from that. You know, your belief and vision. Nothing happens without that. So he talked about that, but one of the other things that he said that propels me, and he said this is like it's like a fear tactic, but it's short term, and to ask yourself the question, what's the alternative? What's the alternative for not blogging every day, or not doing my direct messages on Instagram every day, you know, making a video every day? You know, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? The alternative is that I'll have to stay at a job that I don't want to be at, because I'm a freedom head. I love freedom. One of my main things is the 3 freedoms. And Tim Ferriss talks about these 3 freedoms, and they're time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. So, you know, to have those is important. You know, so if I don't do what I'm supposed to do every day that I know I can do, then I'm further away from achieving those freedoms.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So that's one of the big secrets to that I learned in there. I want to know how Ray thinks. You know what I mean? Because anybody can take a blogging course. You know, I took a blogging course in, I don't know, 2007. You know, but it didn't tell me how to think.
Right. How to do it.
Right. You know,
Physically.
and right. You know, because, like, you know, anybody can get take a class on marketing, but how you think behind it, like the attraction marketing intensive that Diane Hockman teaches. You know, what's the psychology behind what you're doing? You know, what is the thought process that goes into your daily routine? You know, and Ray talks about, you know, saying affirmations and doing his personal development, working out every day. He even talks about what part of the process he brushes his teeth.
I heard that process.
You know, so I mean, and it's very thorough. You know, it's very thorough. So I would say the mindset part is some of the biggest secrets. And one thing that a light bulb went on for the 3-minute expert, because, and this is for me. Now, somebody else may have known this, but I didn't know it. Okay, I don't know everything. Ray talked about when he just mentioned it, because I was like, you can't make a blog in 3 minutes. You can't make a blog in 3 minutes. That was my mind frame. Like, why is he calling this the 3-minute expert? The 3-minute expert comes from making 3-minute videos and posting them in the blog. You know, so that was the secret. I'm like, okay, I'm already making videos. You know, I got over 100 videos. You know, right. So, and when he said that, you know, he said it on one of the Wednesday webinars, that just clicked for me. You know, it was like, okay, I got it now. This makes sense. You know, and if I hadn't have been paying attention, I would have missed that little nugget. And, you know, I don't even know if some of the other people in the blogging blitz that we had really understood, you know, that's what he meant when he called it the 3-minute expert. You know, because you got a lot, and there's nothing wrong with having a blog without the video. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing about videos is they cover a lot. A video is like a TV. You know, TV is the most powerful marketing medium of all the mediums out there. Everything. TV is still the granddaddy. It's the big papa. All right. So, you know, if you're doing video on the internet, you're just a step lower than doing TV when you think about it. You know, so this the big video is the big papa on the internet. So, you know, because if you right, you understand, you ladies understand that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one thing, we're all addicted to screens. Everybody. We go from this screen to home, you know, to a computer, to home, to our TV screen, and there's more people who watch YouTube now than watch TV.
Right. Now, how powerful is that? You know, how powerful is that? So, and see, I didn't even know that stat. So, I mean, just think about that. You know, with the video, just like TV, you can express emotion. You know, you got colors, you got sight, you got sound. So you got a lot of different things that happen that, you know, that activate the different senses. So that's why the webinars are so powerful. That's why the videos are so powerful, you know, over other mediums. And that's the number one reason why I chose video marketing over every other form of medium first, because I knew that secret, and I knew that power behind videos long before I joined My Lead System Pro.
Yep.
So
It is an amazing thing. It allows you to build relationships with people. People get to see you. Either they like you or they don't like you, and that's perfectly fine, because there's somebody out there for everybody.
right.
But I mean, it definitely starts that whole feeling like they know you and, you know, can really relate to you.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct. So, but then if you put a video in your blog, you know, you're covering so many bases, because you've got the written. Some people learn by reading stuff. You know what I mean? Other people learn by listening. You got that on your video. And then other people learn by sight, you know, or by feeling. You know what I mean? So you cover so much if you put a video in your blog.
Right.
It just takes you to a whole different level when you put a video in your blog. So.
Yeah, and that's the craziest thing is, like, I like to think that I'm a video person, but, like, if, you know, if my family's around or whatever, I'll be more of a person to read. You know, so there's times where I'll read, and then there's times where I won't read anything. I'll just go straight to the video, listen to the video, watch the video, and then I'm out.
Right,
so
right.
Perfect to have those two.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the 1-2 knockout, man. And that's like your like Gary Vee talks about in his book, Jab, 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 left hook, right hook, right hook, right hook. That's what it is. Jab, 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 right hook. And you know, your blog post is, if you're smart, you're structuring your blog post. You got your keywords and all of that stuff in there, because SEO is important if you're blogging. Period. You know, it doesn't make sense to me just to make a blog if I'm not doing SEO. You know, and that's another skill that you learn along the way is SEO. Search engine optimization, for the people that don't know what that is out there in TV land or internet land. You know, it's great to have SEO, you know, because that's gonna help people find you. You know, you're gonna do your promotion on your own, but if you know how to do SEO, eventually somebody's gonna find you without you doing all of that promotion. So if you SEO your blog really good one time, your blog post really good one time, you don't have to keep going back and doing that. Like Ray says, he's, you know, making money off a blog post from 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's
you know?
awesome.
Right.
Why would you want to blog? I don't know.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's an awesome strategy. It is passive, but there are some things that you can do to really just to bump up the juice on it. So, and I'm fortunate to even just go through that course that Ray put together. Just amazing.
Very cool.
Right.
Do you have any questions for Carlton, Stephanie?
No, I don't.
So I want to know about this road trip. How did you guys road trip down there together, or you just
Kelly drove us, remember? And he rode the bus. I would have rather rode the big bus.
Look, that's no. Look,
Stephanie. He was lucky though. He got picked up.
That's what you say, Stephanie, that you would have rather rode the bus. But no, I would have rather drove, okay? Hopefully that's a once in a lifetime experience. But the bus trip was kind of wild, you know, and I don't know how much time we got left. I'll condense the bus trip. The bus trip for me was a 24-hour trip from Atlanta to Austin, Texas. So, you know, that's 24 hours with just like a whole bunch of strangers. I've never taken a bus trip before, and my whole trip to get out to live the dream was kind of wild because, in April of this year, this is 2015. So April of 2015, I wrote out some affirmations, and one of my affirmations was, I attend Live the Dream 6 as a VIP elite, party with Brian Finale and the other leaders, and build with top earners. And sit on the front row. It's something like sit on the front row and build with top earners. So, and I said that affirmation every day, just about every day, and visualized it. And I put feeling to it. And that's the whole key. One of the keys to visualizing too. You got to put the feeling with the visualization too. Feel like what it would feel like to experience all of that. So I kept doing that. This is April. Live the Dream was in August. So comes time, I didn't have a hotel room. I had nothing. I had nothing prepared to go to Live the Dream. I had no hotel, no transportation, no ticket, no money. So, Ron Gillott, God bless his heart. I love this brother so much. Ron contacted me after I put my days in for my job to take off, right? So I took off, got that situated. All of a sudden Ron hits me up out of the blue and is like, are you going to live the dream? And I'm like, yes. He said, well, if you can get out there, I got a room for you. I got you. You can stay in the room and crash with me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a blessing, because I didn't have the room. Like I said, I still didn't have a ticket. So, okay, I got my days off. I got my room taken care of. Now I got to figure out how to get out there, because I'm knowing that I'm going to get a ticket some kind of way. So, I started looking at different options for getting out there, and I looked at the train, I looked at the plane, I looked at the automobile, and finally I broke it down and looked at the bus, because one of my coworkers suggested I take a bus out there, and I was like, okay, I may try that. I've never taken a bus before, so I may consider that. So did all my pricing. Still didn't make the bus trip thing later because I still didn't have a ticket. Why make a bus trip if you ain't got a ticket? So the week, not the week before, the Monday before Live the Dream, somebody posted in the MLSP Facebook group that they weren't going to be able to make it, and they were selling their ticket for $100. So I saw that. I snapped that ticket up.
You're like, $100, yeah.
Right. And see, the cool thing about the way My Lease System Pro was doing the Live the Dream 6 tickets is that once you registered, once you actually got out to Austin, Texas with your receipt, they would give you $100 back. So my ticket was free.
That was awesome. He's like, yeah, I got cash.
Right, that's right. So I paid for my ticket up front, on the card or whatever, and then My Lease System Pro gave that money right back to me as soon as I got there. So, I was very, 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 very fortunate. And so I booked my ticket for the bus the next day, hopped on the bus, and while I was headed down there, Kelly and I, Kelly and Stephanie, we all were chit-chatting, by the Facebook Messenger. And so they were keeping me company, really. They were like, man, I was loving it because we were just having conversation. We had never met before or anything. We had even never talked to each other before that, and it was so cool. They were like, well, we're about an hour away. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about an hour away too. So what are you doing now? What are you doing now? So, and it was just, it was cool, man. It was so cool to meet both of them there, because it was, Live the Dream was like surreal because you talk to these people, like we see each other on the webinars, things like that.
And then you're like, oh, you are alive.
Right. And then to see people in real life is like, wow, this is this person, this is that person. Wow, how you doing? So it's like a big family vibe of people that you've never met in person. But when you do meet in person, it's like you know them already. So yeah, that was how we met.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was, so we were just talking and sharing because I didn't know anybody on the bus. I had more in common with Stephanie and Kelly than everybody on the bus.
Riding in that car. It's okay. We had a blast, and we were all excited, and it was like road trip.
Yeah. So I can't wait to live the Dream 7. I
I
can't
know.
wait. The affirmation I'm writing now is I'm a featured speaker at Live the Dream 7.
You will be.
I like that.
You can be.
Yeah, so it's been fun, man. This whole year has been really, really, really fun. Just learning stuff and applying stuff and just growing, because it's almost surreal. I was thinking about it today, like I said, I'm sharing this with you guys. I was serious when I made my little commercial about My Lead System Pro, and I'm about to hit L1, because
Yeah.
that's really that's really gonna happen, and that was my goal to do it. I set a goal at the beginning of the month, and that's one of the other. Hey, what was that? Was that the timer to tell us to go?
I know, right? I was like,
Time's up.
Hey, one of the other mindset secrets that Ray talked about in the 3-minute expert was to set 30-day goals. And one of my 30-day goals was to hit L1. You see what I mean?
Awesome.
Yes, and it may have taken just a little bit more than 30 days, but I don't care if it's 31 or 32 days,
Exactly.
So I feel really good about that. I hadn't even told Ron Gillock yet, so I got to get him on the line and let him know what's going on. So so I'm very fortunate, very thankful, and I thank you ladies for just having me on this platform to run my mouth a little bit.
Oh, we loved having you here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just really fortunate right now, and just really just humbled by the whole experience, and just happy right now.
It's a good Christmas season.
Yeah, and it couldn't have come at a better time. It's Christmas.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate you coming out and seeing us. We would love to have you on again. Your energy is amazing. I can't wait to see you at Live the Dream as well, meet you in person.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. Oh my God, we're gonna have so much fun at Live the Dream. We're gonna have so much fun. I can't wait. And I gotta get you ladies on one of my webinars too. I'm not sure which one, but that's gonna be fun too. So because I need some guests. You ladies are awesome, man. So I need some double trouble guests like you ladies. That'll be cool.
Thanks. Yeah. Anytime, let us know. Let me know ahead, and I'll be happy to come.
Yeah, both of you ladies. So I'm so thankful, definitely thankful that you ladies let me on your platform today, because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to reach out to me and ask me, and so I'm very, very, very humbled by that.
Yep.
Well, we are very, very happy to have you here. I've been watching you, and it's been amazing to watch your growth from, the time that you started. And I've been watching you for a long time, so it was very cool to watch you grow and really expand. I mean, the way you've expanded has been amazing. So.
Oh yeah, 2016 is going to be something serious. So I'm already just planning out the 2016. Because that's something that Norbert talked about. Norbert talked about on one of the MLSP webinar he did about three or 4 weeks ago. Was having your 6 and 12-month goals written down, and for your business. And I didn't have any written down. I was like, "What are you doing?" Right. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to 2016. It's going to be really interesting to see how that rolls out.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of us inside MLSP. I can almost pick them all out. Who's gonna have the greatest year so far in 2016? So that's good.
Yes, it's party time.
That's right.
A lot of celebrations.
Well, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us. We'll definitely have you back on here shortly, and let us know. We'll come on with yours, and it's always we just started the guest thing a couple months ago,
Yeah.
We had on Matt and April and Jessica
cool.
McDaniel and Marlon. Heard. We've had a bunch of people on. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
it's
awesome.
More fun than just us two.
Huh?
It's more fun than just us two.
Yeah.
You're fun, Samantha, but.
Yeah, so I might take a cue from you ladies and start doing interviews. That should be pretty fun, because we got plenty. Once again, that's like content. We got plenty of people to interview.
Oh, don't forget Kelly.
Don't forget Kelly. That's right. Kelly's in the house, man. Kelly was one of like the pioneers on that blog, on the sites thing, man. He jumped out there and got on it. So
he's like, because we know content, the blogging thing is it.
Yeah.
You don't have that. You're just
right
in the middle of the ocean.
Right. So I remember like seeing like Kelly was just posting stuff like, yeah, this is, I'm doing this.
This is fun.
Right. So, I mean, that inspired me like, man, let me get into gear over here and see if I can run with Kelly a little bit.
I know. They both made it on 2 Wednesday webinars, man. They were featured in Wednesday webinars. I was like, dang.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's free publicity. A lot of people don't really understand.
I know, right?
I love like when Molly System Pro does some stuff and it's like free publicity. Like I've been in the Success Story Friday like 3 or 4 times, and
me too.
Yeah, so yeah. She said she's still in the party. I love Minnie. So so it's just like Ray Higdon says, it's an exposure agent. It's a massive exposure agent. Especially when you start hitting these ranks, you're gonna get free advertising, just crazy free advertising. So I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the a lot of the people that I'll run into and stuff. They just haven't quite gotten to the point to understand that the whole process of networking and becoming friends with people and showing up on other people's webinars and exposing is so key to business. It's insane.
Right. So you guys are making me come up with a whole different platform now. I will be the interview guy.
Those guys do good. I mean, we listen to some and it's just interview after interview, but woo.
Yeah. So I know Jackson Kelly does his thing with Friday Night Live, and he's interviewed. I think he had Doug Fireball on his show. I mean, it's like, come on, man, it's just crazy. Yeah. What kind of credibility do you have when you start doing like that? That just boosts your whole thing up, So. But that's it. I don't want to talk your ears off like my one of my business partners says. I don't want to overcook your grits.
That's funny. I know. I got to get back to work. Is it the end of the week yet?
Look, we just getting started, girl.
Let's just go all day.
I know that's right.
Stop doing your thing in my office.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. We're definitely going to be in touch with you and bring you back out again for sure. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. I loved your energy. You're awesome.
Thank you, and happy holidays to you ladies, too. Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah's over already. Happy Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad.
Happy holidays.
That's right, ladies. Have a good one.
Yes, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Bye.
Catch you later. Bye.